From short format videos to informational blogs to white papers, content marketing is a key part of your overall strategy. So how can you level up your content marketing efforts and create a streamlined process? Find out on this Monday Marketing Moment. Hello and happy Marketing Monday. This week's episode is being brought to you from one of my favorite places about my favorite topics. Welcome to my porch, where we'll be talking about content marketing and how you can take your strategy to the next level. According to the Content Marketing Institute, 73% of B2B marketers and 70% of B2C marketers use content marketing as a part of their overall marketing strategy. But this isn't a build it and they will come approach. It takes thoughtful planning and strategy and execution. So I'm here to share some of my favorite tips and tricks for creating strategies that drive conversion and support your strategic goals of your organization. Let's start with why we are creating the content. While content isn't necessary in today's marketing world, it's also important to define who you're serving and why before you get started. By starting with your target audience and diving into their pain points, you can develop personas, archetypes, or I like ICPs or ideal customer profiles. And I recommend starting this process by asking yourself, what is the client problem? What is the environmental factors that are causing this problem for your client? How do you solve that problem? How does your product solve that problem or your service? And how is your client looking to achieve their goal, as well as what does the ideal state for my client look like in the end? During this time, it's also important to look at your competition and identify channels and topics that they're using. I like to use SEMRush to look at keywords and content categories that are driving traffic to my competitors' sites. This provides a good frame of work for, what are they doing? What's working? Where should I focus my strategy? Once that's done, you can start to determine your channels. While many marketers will try to be on every platform imaginable, it's difficult to maintain, and if you're a smaller team, it's hard to justify. This is where finding your key platforms and channels and growing your audience from there really comes into play. Once again, this is where you should be looking at what content formats are most successful by analyzing your past history, relevant competitors, influencers, hashtags, and replicating that success. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they had a really great way of looking at this. They said, there's already so much content out there. I mean, look at it. We read blogs, we listen to podcasts. Why reinvent the wheel? Look at what is successful. Look at what your competitors are doing. Look at what was successful in the past, and then do it 10 times better. It's the 10x strategy, and if you really get to know your audience and their challenges, you can really make great content that stands out without reinventing the wheel. That being said, the next area to focus on is that topic research. One of the best ways is to talk to your client, your sales team, other industry leaders, and ask what they're hearing about in the field. If you don't have access to those conversations, then you can do additional keyword research. SEMRush has a really great tool that you can use as well. So you also can look at Quora and Reddit and commonly used questions. You can visit Google Trends and see what people are searching for. At the end of the day, it's all about doing your homework. So now it's time to build your content map or strategy. To do this, I recommend narrowing down all this research into 3 main points or topics that you want to address in your content, and then breaking down each of those points into your different areas of the content marketing funnel. You could start with awareness, which includes things like infographics, social media, thought leadership pieces, listicles, email marketing, anything that brings somebody to understand who you are or make them aware of your brand. Next, you'll look at consideration. And these are assets that move you a little bit deeper into that funnel and start to lead you towards a conversion. So product overviews, case studies, guides, success stories, and then finally, decision. And this is the asset that's going to convert them into a customer. That's a demo, a product use case, etc. When you're building your plan or your strategy, you start with these core assets and address one of your 3 topics or pain points. So once you've done all that, you can start to build out your strategy. For this example, let's say you're going to do a webinar. So you pick your topic, you pick your key asset, your asset being the webinar, your topic being one of those pain points. When you take your topic and your pain point, you think about, how do I get my customer to this webinar or my ideal customer to this webinar? And then how do I create that journey afterwards? So let's say we're doing a webinar and we need to build infographics, social media, and additional pieces that drive that person to want to attend. Once they start attending the webinar, we can then use pieces of that webinar to post out on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or wherever in order to get people to come in for that more engaging on-demand event. So then once they're in that middle funnel, so the webinar is your middle funnel, these other activities are top of funnel, we have to start thinking about how do we nurture people in the bottom of that funnel. So they've signed up for the webinar and we're talking about a pain point and this has resonated with them so much so that they've attended your webinar. What's next? And that's where we start thinking about the sequence after. We start thinking about what emails do I need to send? Can I continue to send them information about the product? Do I need to reach out with a phone call? Do I need to provide a more informational blog or another video? What is going to engage them to continue them through to that conversion? Just like this webinar example, you can repeat this with each of your 3 topics and create a different hub asset. And you'll have months or even a year's worth of targeted research and strategic content. It doesn't always have to be that webinar. It could be another white paper or another asset that's going to lead to conversion. This will increase your lead generation efforts and reduce your ad hoc marketing activities. The final phase of this is optimizing, repurposing, or trashing your content. Good content is like milk and it does expire. During your content planning process, you should set a goal or KPI. Based on these KPIs and the performance of your content, you'll be able to determine, should I optimize it to improve the ranking or get more awareness? Should I repurpose it on another channel or should I just trash it? If your content isn't contributing to your goal, it's time to take it to the corner and not let it kill your progress. With that, this has been another Monday Marketing Moment brought to you from my porch. I would love to hear how you are devising content marketing strategy. So comment below. And if there's a topic that you would like to see or feel is important to the marketing industry, drop it in the comments as well. As always, I hope you have a great day and a marvelous Marketing Monday.